We start this day with the first images of teams' preparation in Imola for this weekend's race. So, to not miss any details about the race weekend, subscribe and activate notifications. Early on, we saw the pilots arriving at the circuit for today's press sessions. As a novelty, we had Ferrari's driver, Oliver Burman, who will participate in TL, won by RS, with expectations that he will soon be announced as the team's driver for the next season. Besides these meetings, the pilots will also have meetings with their teams in preparation for the weekend. After all, we have several novelties regarding car updates, and going off track, we'll have several tributes to the Brazilian pilot Ayrton Senna, with Sebastian Vettel even driving this week. As well as an exhibition of old Formula One cars, where fans can stroll between the sessions this weekend and see cars from old Ferraris to Red Bulls, and also a modern F1 car with various paintings used by Senna during his career. But talking about the current cars, many secrets have been kept in the paddock, as big teams like Red Bull, for example, bring improvements for this weekend, where we could see the arrival of some parts carried by the mechanics, and then their entire garage closed to not show much of what happens inside during assembly, and thus protect some team secrets. A little to the side, also many secrets in the Aston Martin garage, which brings several updates to its car, and little could be noticed, such as this new front wing, where we saw changes in its design, becoming a little wider horizontally, and also the side pods that were exposed. But it was not possible to notice many details in these first photos, with information that the floor must be the area most affected by these updates. Ferrari also tried to keep some secrets hidden during its assembly, covering the garage. But after the initial assembly, many photos were taken of the new updated car, which had even gone to the track last week, and will now make the debut of this well-modified package in Imola, with expectations that they may gain up to 0.3 of a second per lap. An interesting detail that we always manage to see in these first images of the weekends are the configurations of the rear wings, which show well how the cars will approach this race, with Red Bull apparently using a slightly more loaded rear wing, as well as Aston Martin and Ferrari, and McLaren with configurations of lower aerodynamic pressure, probably betting on their updates that allow them to risk a little more in search of some lap time. Several cars are still being assembled, so we will keep an eye out for any news. And of course, we will bring it to you firsthand here on the channel. But tell me in the comments how your expectations are for this week's race, full of novelties.